Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is gonna be my Flash episode 4 video. Big Firestorm episode, but the end of the episode should have made you flip your table, like get out of your chair and scream. It was so much fun. That's the sign of a good show. Like when you get really excited about the big twist in the episode, you get to see a new Firestorm be created, Firestorm V2, but then it surprises you at the very end in a way that just makes you crap your pants. So I'm going to do my top 5 WTF moments, then I'll explain the comic book characters and do Easter eggs, all the stuff. We will do all the things. So just careful for spoilers if you haven't seen the episode yet, and don't forget there is a new round of the reverse flash ring giveaway. I'm just giving away a new ring every week. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. So first things first, meet Jax Jackson, your new Firestorm. What they've done is they've taken a lot of classic Ronnie Raymond from the comics, the witty banter that he had with the Martin Stein character, and combined it with Jason Rush and used a different name. Like I said, I think they're just trying to avoid any confusion because they already cast Jason Rush on the show, but that character, that actor, isn't someone they want to use with Legends of Tomorrow, but they want classic Firestorm. They want a lot of that fun, witty banter. So Jax is just an amalgam of a lot of those things. They kind of did that with season 1 of The Flash too. They combined a lot of Wally West run, a lot of the humor of the Wally West run in the comics, with things, names, characters from the Barry Allen era. So the Flash TV show, just in general, is an amalgam of a lot of different eras of the Flash in the comics. One of the issues they bumped up against when they were dealing with the Ronnie Raymond Firestorm is that in the comics, Ronnie is kind of like a dumb jock character, but they turned Robbie Amell's character into something of an engineer, so you lose some of the energy that the classic Ronnie had in the comics. So Jax is kind of a course correction in that sense. Franz is a great actor. He was in Attack the Block with John Boyega, who's blowing it up in the Star Wars universe, so it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun having him on the show, but primarily he's going to be a Legends of Tomorrow character. Definitely expect to see him again in an episode before the mid-season finale. The mid-season finale on The Flash is going to be the Vandal Savage episode when they kind of tee up the need for the Legends of Tomorrow team up. Until then, they're just going to use episodes to explain who all these characters are. Like the next big one we'll probably end up meeting will be Hawkgirl and Hawkman. So everybody high five Jax, welcome him to the team. The big villain they gave him to defeat was Takamok. Henry Hewitt, Takamok, he's a classic Firestorm villain from the comics. Notice that Cisco didn't object when Caitlin gave him the name. Cisco's been pretty nice this season about letting other characters name villains. Try not to step on his toes too much though. On to number 4 though, Iris versus her mother. So I actually really like what they did with Iris's character this week. This is going to be Iris's big thing this season, is fixing her family. Just like Barry's mission in season 1 was fixing his family. Caitlin had this really good speech with Jax Jackson. It was a really great Danielle Pennebaker moment where she was talking about possibilities right in front of you, being a part of something bigger. You could totally reapportion that to Iris's storyline. Take the chance on her mother for the opportunity to be part of something bigger, making her family bigger, literally and figuratively. The way she ended things didn't sound very hopeful, so there's still like a couple hurdles that Iris has to jump over emotionally before she's going to be ready to let this all in. But I feel like giving her the Wally West reveal was one of the best things they did for her in the episode. Using Iris's abilities as a good reporter, like she's actually a pretty good reporter, to find out about Wally West, which it sounds like Joe doesn't know about yet. So moving on to number 3, meet Wally West, mystery child of Joe West and Iris's mother. This might have been a little bit confusing because Iris is like, this baby was born 8 months after you left Central City. Who is the father? I feel like it would have been a very different story if Iris had said 10 months after she left Central City. Then you definitely would have been like, okay, this is definitely somebody else's child. But I do think she and Joe did the deed before she bailed and took off. So Wally West is Joe's son. This is going to be like a big smack in the face for Joe. But of course, I think that Joe's going to take some of his own advice and accept Wally into the family. He has a habit of adopting rescue puppies. Just look at Barry. He's like the ultimate rescue puppy. So of course he's going to invite Wally West in at a certain point. Maybe not right away, maybe not right on the spot, but it's definitely going to happen. That's just the good person that Joe is. And if it wasn't clear, when Iris's mother said that she had a disease and they only gave her a year, what they're kind of saying is that she's probably going to die at the end of this season. Like she'll live to the end of this show's year. Iris was totally mature about the whole thing, but if you really want to know what she thinks of her mother, just think about the way she speaks to her. My father told me you said you were sick. She doesn't refer to her as your mother. She doesn't say, hey mom. So I think eventually, once they heal their family, she'll start calling her mom. That's when you'll know she'll have fully accepted her mom in, but I think that's going to take most of the season to do. On to number 2 though, Harrison Wells is back. He's walking and making everyone poop their pants. Don't tell Barry. Nobody tell Barry about him. That was so great when Joe was like, you cannot tell Barry. And Patty is just like, I don't do the lion so well. Not so much. That's just the show telling you that Patty is like a really good person. They really want you to trust her because she's so bad at lying. If she were a really good liar, then it'd probably be harder to trust her. But I think the device that Harrison stole from Mercury Labs was the device that he used to save Barry, like the giant taser weapon. And this is real deal King Shark. They did him just because they're not going to be doing them all the time. It was meant to be a special thing. The Harrison Wells of Earth 2 isn't an evil character. I mean, he's basically gonna like fill in for Martin Stein whenever Legends of Tomorrow picks up. He'll be like the mature advisor on the team. He's just gonna be a big douchebag. Before the particle accelerator explosion, he was a big hero of Barry's, so now Barry is meeting that hero, the actual Harrison Wells. He's not Eobard Thawne in disguise. He's not the Reverse Flash. So Barry is gonna have to deal with meeting his hero and then finding out that his hero is a complete dickhead. But Tom Cavanaugh is a series regular. He's going to be here for most of the season. You know, no ideas what's going to happen to him at the end. Hopefully he won't die, because then we'll have to meet Earth 3 Harrison Wells. It's like Tom Cavanaugh is trying to challenge Tatiana Maslany on Orphan Black for the number of characters played by the same actor in the same show. But just to address Barry and Patty, I know it was pretty obvious in the episode that they're seeding a relationship between those two. There is like a date night episode coming. No idea if they're going to turn Patty into Heart Pursuit at any time. She might just be regular Patty for the rest of the season, the way she is now. The way Diggle doesn't have superpowers, but he's kind of a superhero. She's kind of like a Diggle type character, just a normal badass on their own. I have been seeing some awesome Patty Zoom theories. I do like the idea of that, you know, just like the fun they could have with playing really good Patty against really evil Patty. But again, I think Zoom himself is a male character. But speaking of Zoom, on to my number one WTF table flipping amazing moment. Man shark, giant freaking shark on the Flash. This was so awesome. Just in case you never read it, there was a Flash Season 0 comic book. It was a tie-in with Season 1 of the show. I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but they introduced this shark character in that comic book. During that story, it gets recruited for the Suicide Squad, so my understanding is that it was supposed to be King Shark, but this version of the character is from Earth 2, so there might be some slight changes. I was actually really excited for Patty to save Barry as the Flash. She doesn't know that Barry is the Flash, by the way. But the Harrison Wells reveal at the end was even better. Just like one WTF rolling into another WTF. We go from Wally West, oh my god, to King Shark, holy shit, to Harrison Wells, WTF. So you guys let me know, which WTF reveal was your favorite in the episode? I mean, was it seeing the new Firestorm? We kind of saw him coming. That wasn't as big of a surprise. Was it Wally West? Or was it giant freaking shark? I think this episode is definitely going to be one of the most fun ones from Season 2 to rewatch. But I am expecting some even better stuff to be coming in the second half of the season. Like, we know we have a big Grodd episode coming. The other really fun Easter egg that I totally love, it was kind of a small moment, but at the beginning, when they turned the Reverse Flash's wheelchair into a super cane for Martin Stein to stabilize him. Super wheelchair becomes super cane. And that's kind of the end of the Reverse Flash's technology. They used it to build the new containment device. The producers said they've already gotten rid of Gideon. Like, there's no Gideon at Star Labs anymore. They can't ask the questions about the future. The funny thing is that at the end of this week's episode, I made like the same like, oh my god face as I did at the end of Walking Dead on Sunday night. For completely different reasons. Totally different types of WTF. So what's going to happen next is I'm still catching up with Supergirl and a couple other videos. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. While you guys wait for that, I just posted my Gotham video. You can click here to watch that. Metahumans coming to Gotham too. Different metahumans than from the metahumans on the Flash, though. I don't think they can share characters. And you guys can click here for my WTF Walking Dead video if you haven't seen that yet. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tomorrow.